Hello everyone, this is CJNovo992 and today we're back with another brand new video and it's another car vlog, ladies and gentlemen. That's right, I was expecting to kick off the season with a bit of excitement, enthusiasm and a bit of fun as we try and mix up the channel this year, mix up the type of content you are actually watching. But all my ideas of doing fresh this and CGI screens here and CGI highlights and using this and this and this, all my fresh ideas and trying to give you fresh things to watch. You know what Rangers decided to give us instead? The same stuff we've seen year upon year upon year, as there was a hell of a lot of familiarity regarding this game of football, not only just on season upon past but our pre-season. And it's funny because I was moaning a couple of times during pre-season and I did see your comments and I did understand them, folks saying CJ it's pre-season, CJ they were load managing this. I haven't heard the word load management in my entire life, but I've heard it 75 times this pre-season. This is just about minutes, but I wanted to see a bit of partner play, I wanted to see a bit of quality, I wanted to see some attacking flair. I never got any of it during pre-season, but again I put it off to the side because everyone was telling me it was pre-season. But now we went into this game, the first game of the SPFL season, and we're performing like we have been all pre-season long, and that is very, very worrying for me as a Rangers fan. Now again, am I sitting here hitting the panic button saying, oh, it's over? I get there's a lot of circumstances going into the likes today, right? Because not only do we always seem to struggle at Rugby Park, if you look at it on paper, even we were fully fit and firing and doing actually well. We've only won 3 of our last 9 games going into today at Rugby Park, right? It's not exactly a place that we can go and perform well. The surface is dreadful. Everybody knows it, people. There's no point in going in to detail. We shouldn't be surprised at a plastic park being dreadful. We play on it 6-7 times a season, so I'm no want to use that excuse either. But you go into the day, there was a lot of potential signs of it being sticky, and it's why all week, even yesterday at training with the boys and everything like that, the couple of Rangers, hello, there's someone walking by staring, yes, subscribing if you're actually new. A couple of boys were asking me yesterday, oh, kick off of the season, a lot of attacking talent. Is it going to be 3, 4, 5? None. I'm going to triple captain this guy because he's going to get a hat trick. And I told every single one of them, that's never the way this game is actually going to go. It's going to be an ugly game. Now, again, I thought we would come away with a win because I was saying to them all week, either a 1-0 or a 2-1. That type of ugly game where the performance is guff because we are trying to embed a lot of new players into our system and obviously playing on that surface. A lot of boys had never seen a plastic park like that before, so I was expecting us to maybe be in an ugly game but come away with the win. And I was called dour-faced all week, ladies and gentlemen. By God, what would all those people love to say that I was right in being so dour-faced, because what we actually got was even worse than what I played in my mind. You know what I mean? You know that phrase, prepare for the worst, hope for the best? I thought I was doing that all week, expecting us to come away with an ugly 1-0 win. What I actually got, ladies and gentlemen, was a Kilmarnock side that were better than us at absolutely everything. And before I kind of continue with the video, maybe moan and complain, you have to give credit to Kilmarnock. You know, I know there was a stupid notion at the end of the game. A couple of the pundits, or I think it was the interviewer that asked Lyons, who obviously scored the winner, do you think there was a competitive edge over Rangers because you have played a couple of Scottish League Cup games? And to be fair, that lad, they entertained that question and said, yeah, they felt sharper, they were fitter, they played a couple of more competitive games, so they felt good going into this, and that maybe played its part. But that is absolutely nonsense, and as a Rangers fan, that's embarrassing. See if I hear any of the players say that or the manager say that, I will be absolutely mortified, because one of your top players earns about as much as their entire team does in their starting 11. So I'm not wanting to hear nonsense about a competitive edge. Kilmarnock came there, worked their arse off and looked strong defensively and devastating on the counter-attack. Things that I was expecting from us in this game, I saw it in Kilmarnock. So I am not sitting here going to make any excuses or any play or any pander or go the opposite way and really panic, ladies and gentlemen. But I've just got to tell you how I feel right now based on the first game of the season, what I've seen in pre-season. 1 win out of 5, and all we've had so far in those games is penalties and big Sam Lammers. That's the only thing that's really been happening for us, and that's why I'm very, very confused right now, because We got neither of them the day, and that's not me taking digs at big Sam Lammers. The big boy took a turn, and I think the first minute he tried to do his usual wee skill move, and the ball got caught up because again we're playing on a horrific surface, and he looked like Ivan Drago when he was cut for the first time. He looked spooked. He never saw a ball bounce that way. I understand it is a difficult surface, especially if you've never played on it, but there's no excuses not to come away with the actual win. So he was poor today, and we never got any penalties because that's all we've done in pre-season. We got 4 penalties, and Sam Lammers has been good. 2 of them were off the table today, and 2 of them didn't happen. What did we have? For me, we had a team that looked absolutely lost in what they're actually being asked today. And I would love if you are watching today's video, because I know there'll be a loads of digs and everything like that. That's fair. That's way social media goes. It does genuinely Disney ball on me. But genuinely, for the football fans watching right now, I'd love for you, if you saw this game, to tell me what your formation and style of play actually is. What is Michael Beale wanting for these players? Because I've watched pre-season, I've watched today, I just didn't understand. Somehow we're playing Raskin and the like, say the Lundstrom and everything like that, but all I ever see in the middle of the park is Raskin on his own getting outnumbered every single time there's a counter-attack or out every single time the opposition have the balls. It's like we're playing one in the middle and one centre defensive mid to protect the back four, but he's got nobody, and then we somehow got all those attacking type players on, but nobody's actually in the box, nobody's playing direct. There's still aimless crosses going to one man into the mixer. It's baffling to watch, and I, as a fan, I'm confused. And I'd say, judging on the way the players are looking about and arguing with each other already and staring at each other, the players just look confused. And again, I know a lot of them's just here. It will take time, and this could easily turn into a really good win streak, which it needs to already, ladies and gentlemen, after just one game week. But all I can do, I can't talk about the future, I can't talk about what's happening 5-6 weeks away or how we're going to look in a month's time. All I can talk about is what we look right now, and we genuinely look lost, people. So to lose that game is no surprise to me after the opening 45 minutes, where I thought it's the regular style rugby park type performance, but Kilmarnock starting to grow into the game. And maybe we'll naturally drift into the actual game recap here, and we'll start to talk about it, because there was a couple wee things to talk about starting in to the game of football. You obviously had Dessers starting with Seema and Lammers, kind of the front three so far, but we saw Cantwell drop out to the starting 11, and I think a lot of that had to do with not only the Champions League game coming up on Wednesday, but again on a plastic surface, and people's making a big deal out of it now and everything like that about, oh, Cantwell no starting, but Cantwell was dreadful when he came on. He spent more time on the ground than anything I've ever seen, man. You know what I mean? He just kept falling. So I understand the decision that was made. So that wasn't the big decision for me. It was Danilo no starting this game, and it was Cervantes no getting either a start or minutes in this game. Cervantes is halfway through an MLS season. This competitive edge we got heard for Kilmarnock. Do you know who's got the competitive edge in the Rangers squad? Cervantes, because he's actually halfway through a season. He should be the first name in the team sheet, but do you know why he's not playing? Because he's no in tuning. He's not had time to be over-taught and over-teached in what exactly his role needs to be. Just let good players be good players. Let them go out there and then be so tactical you strangle the life and creativity out of them, because I'm seeing good creative players just look absolutely lost trying to fill into this wide 10 system, recycle the ball, wee triangle. It's poor to watch right now, ladies and gentlemen, and I hope the players get a grasp in it and maybe able to turn it around. But there wasn't too much to actually sing about in the opening 45 minutes, in my personal opinion. I mean, the biggest opportunity that came was actually kind of a long ball football brought our best chances today versus Kilmarnock. You know what I mean? The teams we used to mock for playing long ball football, that's what we're doing right now. The best chance actually came for a long ball. Dessers does well to sort of bounce it into the pass to Lammers. Lammers hits a nice through ball. Dessers runs through. You're thinking he's going to get a shot. The ball starts to tangle up in his feet. And young Lewis Mayo, who I have to give a massive shout out today. I know D's won the man of the match. Lyons is getting a lot of the headlines. But Lewis Mayo played like he was pissed off that he wasn't given an opportunity at Rangers. And if you were to look at every centre-back that played today, I'd say the wee man was the best player today, and that's what motivation and playing at 100%. Again, I'm not saying he's better than Goldson, Suter, blah, blah, blah. I'm not saying that, but I think he approached the game with the mindset that I'm wanting this game. I'm taken. And I wish the Rangers players had that mindset and played that pissed off and played that angry, because young Lewis Mayo looked like an absolute starlet of a centre-back this afternoon. That's because he was determined to make this a memorable day for him. Did your players have the same kind of do-or-die mentality, sliding all over the place? I mean, I seen Tavernier dive out of 50-50 that nearly cost us one because he's no one to slide on the surface, and I get the surface is crap, but come on, ladies and gentlemen. Mayo ends up stopping the biggest opportunity for us with a beautifully timed slide challenge. Even though the flag eventually went up, I think if Dessers goes through and puts the ball in the back of net, it's actually shown to be onside. So we go in at half-time. No too much separating aside, a couple wee set pieces or anything like that, but it was your usual rugby park ugly type performance. I just wanted to see us kick on and start today a wee thing, but we never, people. Genuinely, we had a Dessers shot that was easily saved by the goalie. We had a couple runs for Seema, one where he cut it back, it fell to Dessers. He had a shot that was a good save, but there was nothing really there for a Rangers bite type performance. In fact, what it started to happen was Kilmarnock started to hit in the counter, started to run down the wing, started to nutmeg Barisic, started putting the balls in the mixer, and you're thinking, right, maybe we should make a change right now, maybe we should start putting the fit down, because this balance that we're trying to do between the attack and the midfield clearly isn't working. Wee Raskin looked infuriated this afternoon because he was screaming at folk, asking for movement, asking for guys to help him, and I've seen him a couple of times. Somebody, maybe other people can comment on this in the comments, but you could see him getting frustrated and arguing with not only the ref, but saying stuff and gesturing over to the bench like, what's happening here? Nobody's moving, and I felt bad for him. He was just overrun completely in the middle of the park, and they end up getting a long throw attempt after Barisic kicks the ball out. Again, he does actually pretty good defending here. I don't know, he can maybe make the pass if he's a bit more composed, but Barisic and defensive composed doesn't go together. Ladies and gentlemen, we know that. He kicks out for a throw in, but this isn't on the big man. The long throw comes in, ladies and gentlemen. I think it's Seema that tries to get up, Disney get in on it. The ball drops to Suter. Suter looks like Alan Iverson trying to put the ball in between his legs. People, it falls in between them. Lyons hits the shot. Butland's got absolutely no chance. The ball's into the back of the net. It's absolute defensive disaster class, I should say. I can't even get the words out, people, because I'm trying to relive it, and it's hitting me like PTSD. People, it is dreadful. Genuinely, and you have to watch that type of thing, and then I'm thinking to myself, well, we've just subbed off Dessers, right? We brought in Danilo and we brought in Cantwell like a minute before that, but even as a Rangers fan, I'm frustrated at that, because I want to see Dessers, Danilo, Lammers all playing together. This is the attack force that we've built. Why is John Lundstrom getting more minutes than Dessers, people? Why? Because we need to keep to this style of play. And what was the big change after we went 1-0 behind, people? What was it? Was it Roof coming on? Was it Cervantes, who again is another midfield option, which would have frustrated me either way, but at least he's further on in the development? No, it was Ryan Jack, people, and this isn't a dig at Ryan Jack or anything like that, but that's Beale trying to keep his system that isn't working and that is failing all afternoon on the park, so he can keep a body in this area and this area. Sometimes you got to take the handbrake off, man, and actually put people forward. Play two up top, try to go for it. We tried to, for another 15-20 minutes, keep the system the exact same, with Jacko playing CDM, Raskin by himself, Cantwell buzzing about trying to do things, the guys spread out, wide tens and all that. It just wasn't working at all, people, and you're just sitting staring, and then the aimless crosses start to happen, and then you start to know what's happening. Barisic to the keeper, Tavernier to the keeper, and this is going to sound really petty, people, and it's going to sound like I'm just going mental, but I need to ask anyone else if they noticed this or is frustrated by this. Even before we went 1-0 down behind, Raskin wants to take a quick throw. Tavernier's got his hand up like this. Stops him from taking the long throw so he can go and take the throw. Slows the game down. Throws it to the opposition. Why is Raskin not being able to take the throw in when we've actually got a 3-on-4? Again, we're still outnumbered, but it's fast. We can actually attack them. And it's another wee example of us slowing games down and letting teams set, because Kilmarnock are a disciplined side. Do you know how you beat them? Didn't let them set. What did we do? Let them set every time. I mean, there was even an option when he took the corner for the other side of the park. Lundstrom, ball ends up going right over, but we end up winning a throw in. Lundstrom wants to take the throw. Tav's like that again. Stop. He runs for the other side of the park to come take the throw in. Rubs the ball in the chest. throws it backwards and ends up going all the way back to Jack Butland. That's at the edge of their box. The speedy play. That's why I'm getting frustrated, because it still feels like pre-season, and people can laugh at me and keep saying it was just pre-season, but there is a difference in my opinion than when you actually play full pelt and really go for it and build. No load management and work on legs or any of that nonsense that I've never heard for in my years on this earth. When you actually play football and you treat games the way they should be treated, you build up minutes and that in there, but you also build up sharpness and quickness. We're still playing like it's pre-season, but it's no, it's the first league game of the season, and we were dreadful. And we eventually brought on Roof with 7 minutes to go. 7 minutes, ladies and gentlemen, brilliant for there. Nothing really happened. There was a header for Seema they flicked on that almost went to Roof. Roof actually gets on it, but it ends up going wide. I think John Suter had a couple headers that if he looks back on, is he disappointed? Aye, but there were some spells for Kilmarnock where I think it was Armstrong hit a shot that was fantastically saved for Butland. They should have been 2-0 up, ladies and gentlemen. It was them, after they scored, that looked the most dangerous. There was a time as well they started passing for their own box. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Goes out wide, they cut it in, they reverse the pass. The boy chips up and volleys it just wide. They're playing the football I was expecting us to play when we are at our best, yet we are playing that poor, ladies and gentlemen. So I can't sugarcoat this one or pretend that there's a silver lining to this rainbow, people. It was poor as you're actually ever gonna see, and it needs to be a hell of a lot better. We need to see a hell of a lot more for the Rangers team, but that's all I can give you, ladies and gentlemen. That is the game recap. Were we unlucky with the goal? Yes, but we were very lucky that Kilmarnock didn't take their 3 other opportunities that they had in the game, because we never made nothing in the actual game. We never had a major opportunity, and that's a problem, and that's Beale's problem. He's had all the money to spend, he's brought in all the toys he wants. It's got to be on him to be willing to change for his rigid, narrow nonsense and get the attacking players on the park. Just play 2 up front, man. Can we just start showing, and no disrespect that I'm going to say this, but a bit less respect to the opposition, if you know what I mean. Can we just start looking at these, saying, look at your budgets, look at them, look how much we spent on this player. Maybe play an extra man up front so they can't sit in and play 6 and double mark Dessers or double mark Danilo. Can we just start playing a bit more disrespectful to oppositions in this league and flaunt the attacking talent that we have got? Because I think that will bring us success. We've seen it across the road, especially under Ange. He just brought all the attackers in and just played them all at one go. There was like 1 or 2 people in the middle, but the rest of them were in attacking positions. I'd love if we started playing at that tempo and a bit more aggressively, people, because the style we play in the new might be pretty and might be nice on the statistical side of things, but it's guff to watch. And I'm sure it will get better, people. So no matter my 16-17 minute rant that I've had today, or a wee bit of frustration ailing out, I know it's very early in the season, it will turn around, but all I can reflect on what I've seen today, and it was poor, lost, confusing, and hopefully turn it around real quick, because we have a massive game midweek and we need to be a hell of a lot better, or Servette will be licking their lips and rubbing their hands like this. But what about you? Let me know your thoughts and opinions down there in the comment section below. I won't embarrass either one of us by asking who you thought stood out in the Rangers side, because I didn't think any of them really did, if I'm honest with you. But that's my thoughts on the game. What about you? Let me know your thoughts and opinions down there in the comment section below. And as always, I've been CJ92. Thank you so much for watching, and bye.